Hey, this is Chris. Just a quick heads up before the episode. Our pet bird Sakina was having a tough time on recording day, so you will hear him screaming in the background until about the half-hour mark. We're sorry if this ruins the episode for you, and we will take any complaints you have and forward them to the bird. And now to the show. Welcome to the I Went Outside Today podcast. I'm one part of your terrific trio of podcasters, Chris.
I'm Sheryl.
Hi, I'm Sydney. I did a thing.
And in today's episode, we have given Sydney a brand new career path. We got her to take an online course in psychic detective.
It says virtual spiritual workshop psychic detective.
Yeah, I think it's just psychic detective. You're a psychic detective doing psychic detections.
I'll read the description here. About this event, ever wondered how to be a psychic detective? Or if you could be? Have you watched the American detective programs using psychics to assist cold cases? Well, here's your change. They have some misspellings here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's your, I think it's supposed to be chance to have a go at case and see what you can pick up. A psychic detective is a person who investigates crimes by using psychic abilities. Examples have included postcognition, psychometry, telepathy, dowsing, clairvoyance, and remote viewing. In murder cases, psychic detectives may be in communication with the spirits of the murder victims or links to missing persons. Together, we will go through a step-by-step case puzzle in an attempt to put the pieces together. Working on a real case, I will guide through the investigation and you will be shocked at the detail we can collect.
Yep, I didn't read the event page, but I never read any of the event pages that you send me. I just read the title, and if I want to do it, then I say yes, and if it says something about nudity, then I say no. Just in case anyone was wondering, my strategy for how I agree to these things.
So what you're saying is that, like, you're not checking for ghosts?
Well, I will be now.
Or demons.
Nice try. I assumed that it was going to be like she was going to teach me how to be a psychic, but like I showed up and you like already had to be a psychic.
There are those psychics who say everyone has psychic ability, you just need to unlock it.
Yeah, I missed the first couple of minutes because I was fucking around with Teams. I think you should host your events on Zoom or like Google Meet.
I guess you were worried about similar thing happening as to when you did the Krampus online meeting, that you were afraid that you would be the only one there. Were there other people with you this time?
Yes, thank God. I got like so worried an hour before. I was like, what if it's like just me and some like British psychic? And like I'm not really psychic and she should know that because she's psychic. So how embarrassing would that be?
But what if she believes everyone has psychic abilities so that we're all psychic?
I don't know. She didn't say anything one way or the other. She was just like, I'm a psychic detective. I solve crimes. We want to get like recognition for psychic detectives in the UK like they have in America. And I was like, you shouldn't do anything the way America does it.
So you're saying they just kind of threw you into the psychic detection. You're expecting a training module?
I was, expecting training and for it to be like, slide 1, what is a psychic? Slide 2, what is a detective? Slide 3, how do you be a psychic detective? But like, no, she was just like, remember your numerology. And I was like, I don't know numerology. And she's just like, here we go. And I was like, oh, fuck. So then she just showed us 4 pictures and you have 10 minutes to work on each picture. There's apparently 1,000 different kinds of psychicness. Some people like visualized it, like the hypnotist course I did. And then some people were more like just feeling out the emotions and things. So there was like no instruction. She was just like, stare at this picture for 10 minutes and then we're going to discuss as a group after. I was like, oh, cool.
Interesting.
So what method did you use to try glean your psychic impressions?
Oh, I just wrote words down that came in my head.
I should take a brief interruption here to mention the bleeping you hear in the background is a very angry cockatiel who's been quite furious today. So he's going to keep carrying on like that.
Yeah, he bit quite hard, and now I'm putting him in timeout.
Well, we've all been in trouble for biting before.
That's true.
Sometimes you just gotta bite people. She did have like 4 slides that were like things that you should write down, but she was going like really fast. I didn't get like any of it. And then later on, I started screenshotting stuff because I was like, she's going so fast. But she was like, you know, try and figure out their age and their home address and their this and their that and their lifestyle, if they have pets. You're basically just supposed to look at it and like just come up with the whole thing that happened off of one picture.
All your first impressions.
Yeah, at a time. So there's 4 pictures total. I didn't even know if like all the 4 pictures were like connected.
So you sent us the 4 pictures. How much time did you have to make your first impressions per image?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay.
That's why I was texting so much. I had a lot of time.
Did you find the people in the course had more detail than you did?
Yeah, everyone's a better psychic than me.
We'll try and find you some actual psychic training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say this is more like a test to see if you are psychic, as opposed to like learning how to be a psychic.
What do you think your letter grade is on your psychic test?
B+.
B+? That's not too bad.
But I did try and cheat, so.
Well done at cheating to be a psychic. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what most psychics do anyway.
If I hadn't been on my phone, like had to taken the call on my phone, if I could have taken it on my laptop, then I would have just like reverse Google image searched all the pictures. 10 minutes is more than enough time to do that. But I was on my phone, so I tried to make you guys do it, and then you didn't.
We were doing stuff.
I wasn't successful as cheating, but it was on my mind. How can I cheat? Because I didn't want to be the least psychic. Then you're just like a loser.
But have we established, like, do you believe in psychics?
I want to believe. I would love to be psychic. I would use my powers for evil.
And you got a B+ in psychic powers according to your self-grading.
Great that I gave myself. According to me, I am a B+ psychic. Should we just go through the pictures?
Yeah, so I have the first picture up of the woman with flowers.
So what order? So the order we did this in the course is we did every picture back to back. Then we all shared our impressions, and then she told us what actually happened.
Okay.
Do you want to? Because you guys came up with some impressions too, right?
Yeah, so we're going to come up with some impressions as we go. It might mean a little bit more editing on Chris's end, but we're not going to take the full 10 minutes, obviously, because
no,
that is a ridiculous amount of time.
I have my notes. I had to use my Duck with Fangs sketchbook because I was not prepared.
That's fair.
Go to eBay for Ducks with Fangs, the series.
It's not a series. It's just one duck. The other ducks in the Ducks with Fangs series are not public ducks.
My apologies.
Is anyone watching your Duck with Fangs picture?
No. I could check, I think, because when they restart the eBay auction, they erase all your views. So I was pretty mad about that.
Oh, interesting.
Because I had almost 150 views, and now I only have 37.
You'll get them all back.
I hope there's no way to like bump it or like make it go at the top, but it's for sale.
So back to our psychic detection. So they eventually told you about all these people, right?
Yeah.
All the people in these photographs.
So Chris and I are going to try our hand at being psychic detectives like Sydney did.
Yeah, you should give me your impressions before I give you mine, I think.
So would you like to go first?
Sure. So I've got the woman with the flowers. She's holding a can, and she's got a purple shirt on. So
blonde.
Blonde. So first impression, I would say she's in her 40s, maybe her 50s. There's a lake in the background, so I suspect this is a vacation photo. She's got some flowers there, so I'm thinking this is a summer home that she goes to visit. Clothesline in the background. Just based on like the manicure and her nails, I would say that she's got a pretty high income, or she makes enough to be able to get like professional nails done. I would say she might be like a soccer mom, or she looks like the type of person who like enjoys parties or enjoys social events. Kind of my first impressions. And I do think she is likely the victim of whatever occurred.
Chris?
So as we described, she's holding a can of Strongbow It's a tall boy. I'm also guessing by the look on her face that this is probably not her first strongbow before this photo was taken.
Mm,
I'd say she's 40s and 50s, somewhere around that age range. I'm getting divorcee vibes off of her. Maybe she's hugging this plant 'cause she's like, I don't need no man, I just need this rose bush. This is probably at a barbecue because someone had to take this picture for her, so I'm guessing it was a friend. And I don't know. I ain't getting no murder vibes, so I'm gonna assume she's still alive.
okay.
Not that it really matters, but for some of our viewers who actually want to know what flower she's standing with, it's a fuchsia. And I love fuchsias.
I think she loves fuchsias too.
Mhm.
She looks darn happy.
She looks pretty excited with those fuchsias.
It's not just the alcohol.
No.
So what were your initial
Okay, so this is gonna
impressions?
just to show how different our minds work. I don't think in sentences in my head. I just think in like shorter words, I guess. So I wrote down mom, missing, 40s, river, letter C, maybe Chelsea. Is everything that I wrote down. Because when I looked at the picture, I immediately first just guessed that she was a mother. I did not have a strong murdered vibe. I had a strong missing vibe, that she was like a missing person.
Mhm.
She, just from looking at the picture, looked to be about in her 40s. I had like a mental image of like a river or a canal or like rushing water. Because I mean, you're just like sitting there waiting for shit to pop into your head. So,
Right.
you know. And then I thought letter C. And then I thought maybe Chelsea, but then I thought maybe like a name of a town or something. But I think there is a place called Chelsea in the UK. I had no strong sense of where the picture was taken or like any of the details that you guys described.
And so, what were the test results for this one?
Oh, do you want to do the actual test results at the end?
Sure, we could do that.
Yeah, it'll be more cohesive.
Sounds good. So the next picture we had, is it the building or is it the guy?
The building.
Okay, in this second photo, I see what appears to be a trailer park. There are houses raised above the ground, so I'm pretty sure it's a trailer park. And in the foreground of this photograph, there is police tape stretched across the scene. Cloudy skies, which it's the UK, no surprise there.
Mhm.
Or is this the UK? I don't know, like how far afield the psychic detection photos are supposed to be.
This is
There's
definitely the
literally no
UK.
hints. There's no hints.
This is definitely the UK, just looking at the police tape. That's not North American police tape.
Maybe it was on sale. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's on sale.
Liquidation police tape.
Okay, so first impressions. I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit. My first impressions is that the crime was reported in the first 24 hours. Like Chris said, it's like a trailer park or like a vacation spot. When I first saw the picture, my brain said Essex, which is in the UK. There's kind of, I feel like that the crime happened in the evening. It wouldn't have happened during the day, so it was kind of like nighttime out when it happened. Interviews with the neighbors, they didn't hear anything. And that her body was found in the room that's closest to the window that we see. And I think that's it. I'm done.
I said fire, question mark, maybe a lighter, murder,
Are we
question
waiting?
mark.
Are we waiting for Chris to do his first?
I thought he did his already.
I just described the photograph.
okay.
You
Yeah,
didn't
go
give
ahead.
any impressions. I'm turning on my psychic receiver. I am going to say an elderly person who lived here was murdered for inheritance. They're a miser, which is why they live in a trailer park. They're just trying to save money, but they're loaded. Yeah, they're probably killed by one of their children hoping to get the money.
Anything else?
Drugs were involved.
Drugs. Okay.
Drugs. Now, what was your impression, Sydney?
I said fire, question mark, maybe a lighter, murder, question mark, 17, 12, 26. What's the deal with the construction jacket?
Mhm.
There's a construction jacket under the mobile home that appears to be green. And I was like, what's that all about? It's a weird color. Why is it there? What's it doing?
At least from my experience watching a lot of British cop shows, that actually looks like a police jacket.
That's a silly color for police.
It isn't if you're trying not to get hit.
By what?
Cars in like rural areas in the UK, like our rural areas, there really isn't streetlights.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the third picture is the lady with the red hair.
So I will give a bit of a description. So it's an image of a woman with glasses on, sitting in front of a window with curtains. And I guess I'll just start right away into the reading, or my impressions. So I'm gonna say the first thing that popped in my head was like Scandinavian in nationality. Like she's got some sort of like Scandinavian heritage in there somewhere. She's probably in her 60s or 70s. It's been a while since she dyed her hair. She's got very thick, bushy eyebrows. Almost makes you wonder if like, her features are pretty masculine, which is kind of, I don't know, throwing me off a little bit. I feel like she might have been murdered. Either that or the other impression I'm getting is that she maybe helped like commit the crime in the first place. And that the home that we saw in the first, or in the image prior to this, was like her home. So that's where she lived. I think that's it on my part.
So looking at this photo, like Cheryl said, she does appear to be on the older end. She's got those old lady whiskers going on the upper lip and the bushy eyebrows. I'm getting vibes off of her that she's one of those ladies that all of her conversations involve complaining about things, probably health ailments. I feel like she's in an old folks home, and maybe she's a victim of elder abuse. Maybe the staff was a little bit nasty. Or maybe she had died due to someone nicking her medication or taking it from her. That whole opioid crisis thing. Maybe somebody took her pain meds and she didn't have them, and maybe she died. Sydney, go.
So in between the last picture and this picture, she did show us a slide of like a list of things to keep in mind to like try and be psychically thinking about, like what was their lifestyle like, what was their home address, what were their pets if they had pets. So I looked at this picture and completely blanked for 5 minutes, just did not think of anything or feel any sort of connection. And then I wrote down dog ? Then I wrote down victim. And I meant sort of like she was a victim of a crime, not necessarily a crime related to the woman in the first picture. I didn't think they were connected. I wrote down sad eyes, and then I wrote down lives in the mobile home ? That's it.
Okay. And then we're on to our final image, which is the man.
Our next photo is just a head-on shot of a white male. Very short hair on top, very short hair in his beard, but it's still kind of there. And lovely brown eyes, biggish nose, and gray t-shirt or sweater. And behind him is just a featureless white or gray wall. And Cheryl, what are your impressions of this man?
So the first thing I noticed is that his nose is broken. So he either has a history of like arrests or an assault charge against him. And even one eye is slightly lower than other, which says that like he may have like received serious damage to his face at some point in time. He's got a neck tattoo, so I'm kind of wondering like maybe gang activity of some sort. I feel like he probably is the person who committed a crime, whether it was assault against the first or the second woman. I'm not too sure, but I'm kind of leaning to like the first woman. I almost wonder if this is like an ex-partner of some sort, like a husband or boyfriend. And I feel like he's kind of shocked that he was arrested. Like he thought he was going to get away with it. That's kind of like my impressions.
Just bouncing off of one of Cheryl's points about it being an ex, I have total stalker vibes off of this guy. Like maybe he has no concept of boundaries and maybe he pushed a little too far. And who knows? I guess I know because I'm a psychic in this reading. I'd say he's probably quick to temper. He does have that broken nose, so that would fit. Yeah, that's all I got. Quick to temper, bit of a stalker. And this kind of looks like a mugshot.
So I wrote mugshot was the first thing that I wrote. And then I wrote 50s, has know something eyes, as in like he like knows something about this crime and is withholding information or not telling the entire truth. And then I wrote windy, and then I wrote bad vibes. And I wrote red or yellow coat, but I forgot to mention it during the course. That's all I wrote.
If you'd mentioned it, you could have brought your B+ up to an A-.
Could have. All right, are you ready to find out what happened? The woman in the first picture
The lady
is
hugging the flowers.
the lady with the flowers and the blonde hair and the strongbow. She is a murder victim of the person in the fourth picture. So of the man that looks like he's in a mugshot.
Okay.
She is 64 years old.
Ooh.
And she was dating the man in the fourth picture who was 50. And he had a record of domestic abuse. And he did a murder. So it says it happened in Ingold Mills, Skegness, in a caravan park. So like a vacation caravan park home. It wasn't like their home. It's like where you go on a vacation. A Lincolnshire policeman said, "We were called to the caravan at the Summerlands Caravan Park around 10 p.m. Wednesday evening, where a woman had suffered serious injuries. So she later died in the hospital as a result of the injuries that the man inflicted on her. So she was found lying in a pool of blood with 34 separate injuries in the caravan.
He went to town on her.
Punched and kicked her and smashed a glass ashtray in her face and shattered her nose. So the first picture is the victim. The second picture is the scene of the crime. The fourth picture is the perpetrator. And the third picture is his previous ex-partner, who also was a victim by him of domestic abuse, but left him.
I didn't think any of these pictures were related.
They're all related.
Yep.
F- on my psychic ability.
You lose. She's 64.
She looks good for a 64-year-old.
Yeah.
Looks much younger than 64. Yeah.
It's all that strongbow.
So I got a couple things right. What was spooky though was because I wrote mother 40s, letter C, and something about water. One of the other people in the course wrote exactly the same as me. She also
Wow.
said the first thing, well, she said murdered, I said missing. But the other lady, aside from that, she also said she's a mom, she's in her 40s. I think she said something about water, and she said the letter C. And I was like, oh my God. So I think I am psychic, but my psychic energy got crossed with her psychic energy, obviously.
Did the letter C pan out to be anything?
No.
Mm.
Oh, I don't think so. Let me see. Well, I mean, it's called Summerland Caravan Park. C for caravan.
Oh, yeah, true.
I said Chelsea, which is almost caravan. It's like very close.
It has some of the same letters.
Yeah. So a lot of people in the class were saying like things about like her throat got cut, or I just see tons and tons of blood. So obviously all that's like pretty crazy when you know the facts of the case, and that there actually was a ton of blood and serious injuries. A lot of people said they heard screaming. There was a lot of screaming. But yeah, my missing was way off because when she was found, she was still alive. So again, I think it's just my psychic energy getting crossed with someone else's psychic energy. So these things are hard to do virtually.
You need to be able to hold the photograph for your psychic abilities to work.
I think so. I feel like Teams is getting in the way of my like psychic detective dreams.
It's fair.
So how do you guys think you did?
Not too bad. I definitely felt like I was thrown off by the woman with the red hair.
I don't think I did too well, but I do find it interesting that all of us thought this guy in his mugshot was just like a dirty guy. He was just a no good scoundrel.
Most of the people said like something to the effect of like bad vibes, except for I think like 2 people said that he didn't have anything to do with it, or that he was maybe a son or something like that. So there's like a mix of like some people saying that he was the perpetrator and some people saying he was like just a son or a relative or something like that.
Interesting.
So, I mean, I'm sure their psychic energy was just getting crossed with, you know, Microsoft Teams. Teams.
It was probably Microsoft's fault, if anything.
I think so.
If you were all in the same room, you would have like solved it. You would have like figured out his home address and his phone number and his Facebook and MySpace.
I think so. We would have crushed it. The lady was even said too, like she was impressed by how much of the details were like pretty close, because a lot of people brought up like domestic violence and things like that as well. In what they were saying, she was like, psychic detectives don't work alone, so this is a little bit tricky. And she intentionally put the pictures in the order that she put them in to throw us off.
So was everyone else, because this was an Eventbrite event posted in the UK, was everyone else British?
most people were British, and one lady was from somewhere in Scandinavia. I mean, I won't say her country, but I wanted to be like her friend so that I could go visit that country.
That's fair.
Because I don't want to like over identify the people because we didn't get permission.
Now, was there anyone in the group that you were just like blown away by their ability to like predict the photos and what was connected?
No, it was too hard to keep track. I was more just like kind of freaky when someone guessed like the same thing that you did. Like the first girl that went was like, now they're gonna think I stole her answer, but we really just guessed like the same thing. Yeah, someone else was also really focused on the construction jacket, but most people weren't. And then there's nothing comes out about the construction jacket. It was such a mix. It was too hard to write down what everyone was saying.
What would you say the age demographic for the people at the course were? Like, was it all over the place, or did you find you were the youngest one there?
It was all over the place. I think one of the girls was probably around my age, and then maybe the other people were a bit older, and there was like a couple of friends, and then a date night couple that were a bit older.
Date night couple.
Yeah, date night detectives who are also psychics together.
I hope this becomes a new BBC TV series.
Oh my god, me too. I love British TV.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that if I was in Brit, I was the farthest one away from the crime. Also, just to say, it's not that I'm not psychic. It's just like that was very far away. Someone said the crime was in Canada, and I was like, it wasn't here. We didn't do it.
Those aren't Canadian faces.
Nope.
Yeah.
Do you feel like if you're closer to where this crime happened, you would have a better psychic impression?
Yeah, and if someone would teach me to be a psychic, not just like make me look at pictures, but like, because this cost me like $15. Well, it cost you guys $15 to pay for anything.
Actually, it was more than $15 because it's 15 pounds.
So I'm just saying, maybe like a lesson or two, maybe a tip on how to be psychic when you're paying like 15 pounds.
So what aspect of the crime was she trying to get you guys to solve? Like, it sounds like they already knew all the details.
Yeah, it's a solved case.
Oh.
To test your, because how do you test if you're psychic on a unsolved case?
Right.
Unless you find the person.
That's a really good test.
Do you think it did anything to like change your view of psychics and psychic detectives? Like, do you feel like it's more of a, I don't know, fake thing and just guessing, or do you feel like there are legitimately psychics out there?
I mean, I feel like I went into it desperately wanting to be psychic, but not believing that psychics existed. And I still believe that psychics don't exist, but I desperately want to be psychic. So I'm pretty unchanged. I feel like just based on 4 pictures, I think we would have gotten more details, right, if we were told outright these pictures are connected.
But that kind of ruins the test.
Well, yeah. I thought she was trying to be tricky. I thought I was going to like knock it out of the park with like the redheaded woman not being like, because I just didn't get anything. So it was like, it's not part of it. But she was sort of connected. But I got like pretty close on that.
She wasn't involved in the crime.
Yeah, I said she was a victim of a crime, but not the same crime, which was true.
10 points.
10 points for Gryffindor. So, I don't know. I think those are probably the obvious guesses when you're taking a psychic detective course, because what are the facts? Like, most domestic victims or most victims of domestic abuse, like, there's a high thing about, like, the partner always does it. So, going off that alone, that's going to get you, like, 70% of the way there. There's 2 women and 1 guy in the series of pictures. So, of course, you're just like, he did it. I don't know overall if men are more victims of murder or women are.
Women.
So there you go. If you like knew those statistics.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he just looks sketchy as fuck.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She looked like a fairly, nice, normal person. While she was 64.
I'm curious. We both kind of guessed the redheaded lady was a goner, but I guess she's still alive. How many people in your psychic group thought she was like worm food?
It was a mix, but I strongly did not think that she was dead. So you guys are not as good a psychic as me.
That's fine.
Sorry about your luck.
I didn't expect to be psychic.
It was a mix, though. Some people said she's like a victim. Some people said that she had like a duality sort of personality. There was like 7 people. It was a lot to keep up with. Some people said she was like an accomplice, but not the main criminal.
That's one of the things I brought up was like she either helped out with what happened.
Yeah, no, she was just the ex-partner. She said she felt like really terrible, but that there would be other things in place to like keep him from like murdering people. I did feel a bit weird trying to psychically solve like a real case of a real person dying.
Yeah.
Felt rude.
I mean, that's something actual police detectives have to deal with
That's
every
true.
day.
Yeah, but not psychically. And they don't like charge you $15 to try and guess what happened.
That's how you get the best detectives on the force.
I guess just charge them 15 pounds.
I dare you go to like the police service here and just be like, I will give you $15 if you let me consult as a psychic on your cases.
Why would I give them $15?
Because that's what we did for this.
I guess so. But we were testing ourselves. If we're going to sell our services, that's like the opposite of a business move, Cheryl.
But would you
Opposite of how you make money.
But then would you just be like, I am correct 57% of the time. The rest of the time, it's just a shot in the dark.
I would be like, listen, I know I said the ocean and you found her in a grass field, but the prairies are the ocean of the prairies. That's what's up.
So you think you should be able to use this as a way to make money?
No, I would feel weird about charging people for...
But what if you could use it towards gaining a reward? So in like Crime Stoppers or America's Most Wanted or other shows, like they'll give you money to help lead to the whereabouts of a certain criminal.
You only get that money usually if your information results in the arrest of the perpetrator.
So let's say you could manage that with your psychic ability.
Would I take Crime Stopper money?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would feel weird if the families put it up. But if it's just from like local rich people, sure.
That's fine.
My like general, I'm just sort of like a Robin Hood. So I would like, I'll take advantage and steal from corporations, but not people.
Mm-hmm. But if it did help them find their loved one and they did want to give you the money, would you refuse it?
Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't charge families to find their loved ones.
Fair.
Like if I disappear and you guys like pay a psychic, I'm going to be pretty mad. Because that person's probably just stealing your money.
What about trying to track down the murderer who got away?
What about it? Sorry, what? I don't get it. The question.
Would you take money to find the murderer? Because sometimes that's what the reward is for.
Oh, like to get in my car and like I don't even have a car, but to get a car and then go like find them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some cashola for that because like snacks.
It sounds like a future episode idea.
Mm-hmm.
Me hunting a murderer?
With your psychic detective abilities that you just tested out today and got a B+ on.
Well, at least we will know that I'm not in any real danger. Finding the murderer. It'll see me driving around in my car.
That would be an awkward call to the police too.
Yeah, but I mean, I also just was in a mood earlier, and I was kind of like, I don't want to just stare at the picture for 10 minutes. I thought they were going to teach me how to be a psychic.
We'll sign you up for some psychic training courses at some point.
Yeah.
If we can find affordable ones.
Mm-hmm. We're going to see if we can get
a psychic.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can find like a certified course.
You really threw me in the deep end on this one.
We had no clue.
And you know, that Microsoft Teams just gets in the way.
So, funny story. I actually was looking up the course to like find those psychic events so we could read it off. Mm-hmm. And there are in fact 2 free psychic intuitive development training classes.
Damn it. That's what we needed.
That's what you need. So
is that from the same lady?
No, different people.
She was a perfectly nice lady. She really believes in what she's doing. I think, anyway.
The one issue is that the course is like during the day on a Friday. So I'll have to investigate around a little bit more.
I can get away with a lot at my job, but if they catch me trying to become a psychic, probably going to get in trouble.
It's fair.
I mean, isn't part of your job troubleshooting computers? You could say it would be helpful.
How?
That you could lay your hand on a computer and you could be like, this machine has a corrupted hard drive.
I don't think you can be psychic against the computer, and you can also just run diagnostics for that.
It's true, but if you just touch it with your hand and know right away, that's quicker than a diagnostic. Mm-hmm. This is what you tell your boss.
I think you can only be psychic on like animals and people. I don't think you can just like touch a tree and like be psychic about the tree. I think it has to be like some level of consciousness. Isn't that what psychicism is?
I mean, you were looking at a photograph. Photographs aren't alive.
But they're like have the energy of the person. that was alive. I'm just saying, I don't think that you can psychic diagnose computers.
No.
All right. Well, you are the psychic expert on our episode.
Yeah, you got a B+.
Yep. I'm gonna make myself a certificate. I got some things right.
Yeah, for sure.
My numbers didn't pan out to shit though.
Nor your letter C.
But like when we were going over all the information, she was like, "Didn't somebody say 29?" But I said 26, and I didn't have the heart to tell her. I'm part of the problem.
Imagine if you were the investigating detective on that case, and on this particular weekend for a lark, you were just taking psychic detection, and you could fill in all the answers about that case and blow everyone's mind.
I tried. I sent you a picture of that guy, and I was like, reverse Google image search this right now. I'm gonna cheat. And you guys didn't help me.
What would you have done if we did help you?
I would have 100% cheated.
Okay, but what do you think that would have accomplished?
I mean, everyone else would have believed in psychics, and they would have been like, "We just want to be like you so much." And I would have been like, "I know. You'll get there. Keep practicing."
You would be hosting the next Eventbrite.
Yep.
I would be charging 15 British pounds.
Why
The actual psychic lady, like, she already has the information, and like, she just leads it. She just encourages you to be psychic.
Did she self-identify as a psychic?
I think she does. I missed the first little bit of everything because I was trying to get my life together. I never get ready for these events more than 6 minutes in advance.
You coming in hot every time.
Guys like start texting me like an hour and a half before, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. It's fine. But then it's like 6 minutes before, and I'm like,
we've noticed.
This is just who I am.
Mm-hmm.
At least it was on the and then when I joined, like my audio was it was too low down, so I didn't hear what she was saying. And then I was like, did it actually sign in as Lindsay Grubet, or did it sign in as like something else, like as my work account? I was like all stressed out about that. So then I didn't say anything. So she was like, oh, you must be on mute. And then I just like still didn't say anything, and I didn't have my camera on, so probably thought I was a weirdo.
You were just lurking.
I was trying to listen to see if she would call me Lindsay again, and then I would like no, but then later on, yeah, I was signed in as the right account.
Well done.
Yeah, it's stressful to be a Sydney, pretending to be a Lindsay, pretending to be a psychic.
What do you mean pretending?
Well, working.
You are. B+.
They were more like believing that they were psychics, where I am just like psychic questioning. I'm psychic curious. Curious.
Nicely done.
Experimenting.
That's going to be a t-shirt design.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want it so bad to be real. So more psychic events, I think.
We'll definitely be able to find you some. We'll just try to space it out a little bit more so we're not getting psychic event after psychic event after psychic event.
I think we should this is our show and we can do whatever we want to do, and we should just be like, I went outside today and was psychic.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of psychic aspects are you most interested in learning if we can find you training?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to see the future?
What's a clairvoyant?
Clairvoyant, I believe, is someone who can... Actually, I should Google this.
Yeah, we'll just Google it.
Google all the types of psychic.
Because like right now, I found a course that will help you develop your psychic ability for $6. Intro to Psychic Development class.
I feel like a lot of the things I want to be psychic for, I could just solve with like turning on Find My Phone. I really just lose my phone a lot. And my keys and my wallet. I want to be psychic to know who has my fucking wallet, because I lost it at the university and no one ever turned it in. And my driver's license was in there. So
Wikipedia has like 20 different kinds of psychic abilities here. Do you want to hear them?
Yeah.
So the first one, apportation, the ability to undergo materialization, disappearance, or teleportation of an object.
No, I don't really want that one.
Astral projection or mental projection, the ability to project your astral body and have an out-of-body experience.
Have you seen Soul?
No.
Oh my god, watch Soul on Disney Plus.
Okay. We've got automatic writing, the ability to draw or write without conscious intent.
Write what?
Things.
Mm-hmm.
Speak to ghosts.
Psychic things.
Yeah.
Other people's Bitcoin keys.
Sure.
I bet.
Divination, the ability to gain insight into a situation using occult means.
How about dowsing, the ability to locate water?
I thought you were going to say locate your wallet, and I was going to be all in.
No,
I fucking lose my stuff all the time.
that might come further on in this list.
But this one is specifically water.
I would like to point out that the funniest thing about dowsing is that my company uses dowsing rods to find water. It's not a psychic tool.
It's actually usable.
Yes.
But if you're on the show alone from the History Channel, you're not allowed to bring a stick. So you have to be psychic.
You're not allowed to bring a stick. Can't you just find sticks?
I wasn't.
Not water finding sticks.
I wasn't aware alone was anti-psychics.
They are anti-psychic. You're only allowed to bring 10 things.
Would you like the ability of energy medicine, the ability to heal with your own empathic, etheric, astral, mental, or spiritual energy?
Okay, people make fun of this, but this little girl, when I was like 9, she was like 13, and she was like a Wiccan, and we were running in a field, and I smashed my foot, the hardest I've ever smashed anything, into like a big ass rock, and I like tore the skin off the side, and I was like screaming, and she like came and cupped her hands without like touching my foot. She just cupped her hands on either side of my foot and put like positive vibes and like happy Wiccan energy into my foot, and it didn't hurt anymore.
Nice.
So that's a real one.
Okay.
Is that one you would like to be?
No, but I liked when it was done for me.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Good story.
You're welcome.
So next, what about levitation or transvection, which is the ability to float or fly by mystical means?
No, I'm chubby. Floating would be too hard.
So the next one we have is mediumship or channeling, the ability to communicate with spirits.
That just sounds like a plank from hell, though. I'm still on the one before. Like, planking is so hard, but like if you had to float your whole body, absolutely not.
That's a mental planking.
Yes.
Yeah. What's the next one?
Mediumship or channeling, the ability to communicate with spirits.
No.
Like the ghost whisperer.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to talk to ghosts.
Precognition or premonition, the ability to perceive future events.
Yeah, that would be fucking dope. Did we go over? I want to see like past events too, so I can like go on dates and be like, does this person have herpes?
We're not there yet.
That's further down.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I want that one more.
That would be retrocognition or postcognition.
That one. Especially if you rescue like a dog and stuff too, and then you could like know where it came from and what it was up to.
Or you could just take it to a vet and get the microchip bred, and then you'd know that stuff too.
What if it doesn't have a microchip? Not all dogs have microchips.
Another ability is psychic surgery, the ability to remove disease or disorder within or over the body tissue via an energetic incision that heals immediately afterwards.
Do you see it? Like if you remove a tumor, do you see the tumor?
I bet it kind of says immediate.
Do you have to have like a steady mind for that? Like how a surgeon has to have steady hands?
Sure. I don't know.
Be a problem.
It makes sense.
I have a shaky mind.
So no on psychic surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would be good for me or those around me, no.
You'll get sued for psychic malpractice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Real bad.
So psychokinesis or telekinesis, the ability to manipulate objects with one's mind.
That's like moving stuff around the room, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't like to pick things up and move them. Why would I want to do it with my mind?
Keeps your hands clean?
Yeah.
Would be heavy on my mind, though, I feel.
Maybe. So psychometry or psychoscopy, which is the ability to obtain information about a person or an object by touch.
Yep.
That's what you want?
One, please.
One, please.
Pyrokinesis, the ability to control flames, fire, or heat using one's mind.
Yeah, because when I watch the show alone, everyone can do the bow drill fire, but I can't do a bow drill fire because I don't have any measurable upper body strength. I mean, a couple of these I could just take and go do the show alone and win $1 million.
I'm sensing a future episode will be Sydney gets to be a guest on alone.
I want to go so bad.
I'm going to skip over to the next one because it doesn't give a description here.
No.
So next one will be remote viewing, telesthesia, or remote sensing, the ability to see a distant or unseen target using ESP.
And that would drive you crazy. Like if
That's
I could see like all the people that are like outside on my street right now, that's like 100 people.
Yeah, but you're like looking intentionally.
For
It's
what?
like you don't go crazy when you go to West Edmonton Mall and see all those people.
I do.
So I'm guessing that's a no for remote
No, I
viewing.
don't want it.
Okay. Retrocognition or postcognition, which is the ability to supernaturally perceive past events.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And the final one is telepathy, the ability to transmit or receive thoughts supernaturally.
I mean, girls can do that with their best friends anyway. It's just all in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I can like have a whole conversation with my best friend without having to be telepathic. I would take it, but I can do it anyway.
Is that why some girls are so meticulous with their eyebrows? Because it makes their messages clear?
Yes, that's 100%. The whole secret's out. Yeah. We have a whole eyebrow language that you don't even know about.
I knew it.
I don't do anything to my eyebrows, so.
Like my eyebrow message right now today just communicates that I'm sad and stuck in a lockdown.
You don't look that sad.
I'm just bored of my house. We never have endings planned.
We have our usual segment.
Yeah.
Gross. I didn't agree to this. I want to cut this segment.
There's
I said it.
There's only one way to cut the segment now. So to
I
wrap
said
things up,
limit the guesses to 50.
that's for our next challenge. So to wrap things up, it's time for our Demort guesses. I believe I went first last time. So Cheryl.
Okay. We have Dawn Demort,
No.
Phil Demort,
No.
Ted Demort,
No.
Al Demort,
No.
and Con Demort.
What? Con is not a name.
Yeah, but you said it could be a nickname, and so I was thinking Connor.
If your name is Connor and someone calls you Con, you should unfriend that person. No, it's not Connor Demort.
Okay.
Or Con Demort.
I actually know people who go by Con.
Those people are stupid.
I'm telling on you.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just told on myself.
So my guesses are Gord Demort,
No.
Winston Demort,
No.
Edgar Demort,
No.
Steve Demort,
No.
and Arnold Demort.
No.
Ah,
You would take
It's
another
so
5.
close.
Can we just end this segment? Take another 5 guesses.
If you do a ghost investigation with us, we will stop with the Demort guesses.
Sold.
Sweet.
Excellent.
We got 1, 2 planned now.
Yep. All right. No more Demort guesses.
And if you go back on this deal, we're just going to have one episode that's all just name guesses.
Yep.
The only thing I hate more than ghosts is that I drunkenly admitted to this when I was on the podcast.
If we ever do a series finale, you have to like dish out on what that was all about.
I'll do it for $1 million.
Hopefully we can end the series with millions of dollars.
I was gonna say we'll set that up as one of the options on our Patreon when we set up a Patreon page, and somebody can donate $1 million.
Yep.
Okay.
It's going to be pretty anticlimactic.
So we have a Ghost Adventure 2 plan.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We will find a ghost adventure for you.
I'm going to play Hamilton on the whole adventure.
You're not allowed, or else we continue with the Demort guesses.
Yep.
That's not part of the deal at all. I can play Hamilton wherever I want to.
What if it attracts the ghosts and then they'll like start dancing to it?
Well, then they're ghosts that like Hamilton.
What if it attracts the ghost of Hamilton?
What would he be doing up here?
He's listening to you summoning his music while we're trying to summon ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's really that other guy that wrote Hamilton that he should go haunt, not me.
but we're the ones taking you on a ghost adventure. And he'll appear and he'll tell you all about his life in not in musical form because, well, maybe they had stage musicals back then.
If you try and unnecessarily scare me, I'll throat punch you.
So as long as we necessarily scare you.
Don't necessarily scare me either. If you jump out at me or scare me or leave me in a barn or do rude things like that, I'll just throat punch you right in your throat.
I heard what you said, and the only qualifier I heard was unnecessary, so it'll be necessary.
Don't necessarily scare me either.
But what if we don't do anything and you just get scared? You can't throat punch us for that.
Yeah, I can.
No. Otherwise, the next part of it will be we'll tie your hands behind your back and then send you into ghosts.
There's going to be like a 90% chance that I just run, just so you're aware.
That's fine.
We'll do it at the bottom of a hill.
So I have to run up the hill?
Yep, the only way to escape.
Why wouldn't I just run away from the hill? Like, I'm a preppy person. I'm always running away from hills. That's like what I do.
Yeah, but that's where all the ghosts are.
See a hill, I just go the other way.
Uphill?
No, like away from the hill. If you're at the bottom of a hill, you can continue on the flat ground, or you can go up the hill.
Well, I'm pleased with our deal.
Me too. This is going to be fun.
Ooh. Ooh.
I guess everyone's got a ghost episode to look forward to now.
Don't make it a stupid ghost episode. I don't want to climb anything.
You're helping us make it, so if it's stupid...
That's your fault.
It's all our faults. I don't want to do any like rigorous physical activity. I'm tired.
Well, I can see you're checking out a little bit in your gaze there at the computer screen. You probably have other windows open.
I'm just changing my monitor settings because I'm going to pick a movie.
That sounds like the lamest excuse of all time.
Oh,
and you know how I know?
I can't hear you. 'Cause
I'm a psychic detective now, too.
Damn it.
Well, I think that about wraps it up for today's Psychic Detective episode. Till we meet again, I am one of your three hosts, Chris.
I'm Sheryl.
And I'm Sydney. I did the thing.
Thanks for listening to this very special episode of I Went Outside Today. If you have comments, compliments, or just suggestions of what Sydney should take part in, send them to us on our I Went Outside Today Facebook page or by email to iwentoutsidetodaypod@gmail.com. Also, if you could give us a positive rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast and share us with your friends, we would really appreciate you helping our small podcast become a little bigger.